The 2016-2017 Texas A&M Equestrian team has had a season marked with excellence. With an attitude of determination and dedication, the Aggies set off to face the nation's best competition. After battling down a long road of hardships and tough matches, A&M never wavered from their unrelenting spirit. The Aggies kicked off their fall season riding against UT Martin, South Carolina, and Auburn, resulting in a 2-1 fall midseason record. With one SEC win under their belt, the Aggies went to Auburn to face off against the reigning national champions, the Tigers, in a matchup that came down to inches. The Aggies ended up falling 9-9 in a tie break. To close out the fall competition, the Maroon and White hosted Georgia and Delaware State at the Hildebrand Equine Complex. The team rode with confidence and authority, earning them 2 more wins to finish up the season with a 5-1 record, and they were 2-1 against Southeastern Conference competition. The number 1 ranked Equestrian team rode into their spring season with high hopes after a successful fall, but they soon found out their spring would not go like seasons past. After starting the year with a disappointing loss to number 10 New Mexico State, the Maroon and White were back in the saddle again with wins over number 5 SMU and 8th-ranked South Carolina. With a promising SEC season ahead, the number 1 ranked Aggies traveled to the UGA Equestrian Center to take on 5th-ranked Georgia. In a shocking turn of events, the Aggies fell 12-4, dropping them to number 2 in the NCEA rankings. In hopes to overcome their previous SEC loss, the Maroon and White hosted number 4 Auburn, but fell short of a 12-7 score. To finish up the regular season, the Aggies hosted an old foe in number 9 TCU on Senior Day, and they gigged the Frogs 12-7, which provided the team momentum going into SEC championship play. To kick off postseason play, the Maroon and White traveled back to Auburn for the SEC championships. Their first matchup had them against the number 1 ranked Tigers. In a heated battle, the Aggies lost 11-9, diminishing their hopes of an SEC title. In the consolation round, the Aggies played the South Carolina Gamecocks in a closely contested match, giving A&M a 12-8 victory. To close out the SECs, the Aggies took home 10 all-conference honors, and junior Avery Ellis was awarded SEC Horsemanship Rider of the Year. In April, the Aggies traveled to the Extraco Events Center in Waco as the 5th seed in the NCEA Championships. In the first round, the Maroon and White set out to face Delaware State and came away with a dominating 13-2 win.
It was amazing. We always joke that the girls have to get 3 points in every event, but sweeping is ideal. And that was the first time that we've swept all year. And it was pretty awesome on the hunt seat side for the girls to get that confidence on day 1. It definitely laid the groundwork for the rest of the weekend.
Advancing into the quarters, the Aggies went up against number 4 Oklahoma State and continued their win streak with an impressive 14-1 victory. Moving on with their momentum strengthening and their team morale at a high, the Aggies were set to battle against TCU, who had just dethroned the 1 seed Baylor. However, that did not intimidate A&M nor stop the Aggies as they pulled off a rare late-round 16-0 sweep, advancing them to the championships.
I mean, shutting out a team in our sport is extremely tough to do, and to do it in a semifinals against a good team like TCU, I mean, it was icing on the cake. At the end of the day, you want the W, but to walk away there again and just to dominate the entire competition in all 4 events was just, again, proof to our athletes that there's a reason they're here and they're supposed to be here, and it was theirs. The finals, it was theirs if they wanted it. So another history-making point for the team, shutting out a team in a semifinals at our national championship.
With a potential 12th national title in sight, it was time for the Maroon and White to once again compete against the SEC.
Every school we face in NCEA is tough. You're riding against the elite of the elite as far as all of the competitors and athletes, and we knew going in what we were facing. They're a tough team, and the girls just went out there and gave it all that they could. They, rode every step. Our girls rode hard and left it all out in the arena.
The Georgia Bulldogs awaited with everything on the line. Georgia had just come off a close competition in getting the win over Auburn. However, the universe was in the Aggies' favor come time to ride for the final time of the season. Taking an early lead from the start in both the Western and Hunt Seat arenas, the Aggies showed to be too tough of a force for Georgia. After showing consistency in horsemanship and equitation on the flat, both 3-1 respectively, the Aggies clinched their 12th national title in reining and returned home with its 12th national title and a total score of 54-8 at the NCEAs throughout the bracket. Riders Rebecca Chanel and Sarah McIntyre and Avery Ellis were selected as NCEA Championship MOPs. Also, 11 Aggie equestrians were named NCEA All-Championship Team. Adding to its historic run, the Aggies made history by being the first team under the current format to win 4 meets and ride away with the title.
I just can't even believe it's still true. You know, we wake up the next morning and we're like, did that really just happen? And you're looking through the pictures like, wow, it really did happen, because that's just like the fairy tale story, and it really did, so it's pretty awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's one of the best feelings out there. We just held the momentum through the entire competition, and it was great. And us being so consistent, it just really helped our confidence throughout the whole competition. 12 is an unbelievable number.
It was huge. I mean, obviously that's everybody's dream, is to go in and win a national championship. To see all of that hard work pay off, and these girls left no doubt in anybody's mind, in the judge's mind and any other team's mind, based on the competition, because it wasn't even close. That's just an attribute to how strong this team was. So being able to get through those 3 or 4 days and then be able to hold up that trophy at the end. You know, another neat thing was we knew we had the championship in our hands before we were even finished competing, and so that was a different feeling too. That had never been done before. This team basically made history. You know, people are going to remember this 2016, 2017 team for a while.